Hello there guys, my name is Matt and welcome to episode 3 of my Minecraft cinematic tutorial. Today we're going to be continuing on with the editing sort of side of things, and as you can see from the last episode I have actually added another clip in, just using the same basic principle format that we used in this first clip here. Keeping in mind of the nice slow fading in and out. So we'll take a look at what I've done so far, and we'll take a look at the whole project actually. Now this clip here is a bit longer, and I'll tell you why in a sec. And then we get into the big main piece here, and the reason this clip is a bit longer than this one here is because I want to introduce a title into it. So I don't actually know what I'm going to call this cinematic. I will upload a final version of this. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to title it Untitled for the meantime. So if we bring it to the sort of start of this clip, hit B for begin bracket, then it sort of cuts our comp, and there, and then we have the title coming in now on the sort of on the violin stroke there. So if we come up into this text button here, click, and we type I don't know, Untitled. There we go. The font that I'm using is Typography Pro. It isn't free, so you're going to have to buy it, but you can use any font you want. So yeah, so I have my font here, and it sort of looks quite nice if you have it overlapping the black bars. Some people don't like to do that, but I like to do that. But for the meantime, we're going to leave it here, and just have it sort of fade on as it goes past. And what we're going to do is we're going to chop Alt begin bracket. That was from our, that's our grid, so I'm going to drag that up because we're not going to have it sitting over this. Okay, so now we're going to drop down transform, and we're going to drop the opacity down, keyframe it, bring it up slightly, and then raise the opacity to a 100%, and that's our other keyframe. So now when we play it, I just have to rain preview this. It's going to come on. It might not be perfect at the moment, but we can fix that. So just, actually, why am I rendering in full? Hold on, half that. Okay, so that fades on, just as there, and I want it to fade out as the main clip fades out. And then it fades in. There we go. And then fades out. Okay, so now we're going to fade it out. So if we keyframe it here, bring it down to the end, hold shift to sort of snap to the end, and drop the opacity down, we can see that it fades out with the main comp. Okay, so now if we RAM preview this, we can see it fades on, and then we have the main piece here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more clip with the main piece. Now, seeing as these clips are a bit sort of like, you know, quite melodramatic. They're not really that intense shots. With the next one that I want to do, I want to have quite an intense shot. So I've got my library here of clips, and I sort of wanted to do a shot that was quite an abstract look. So, and this one introduces that. So if I show you this here, it has it sort of coming out of the cave, and you get the big burst of sunshine there. So that's what I want for the next clip, and this is what I'm going to use for my next clip. So if we find this one here, and we drag it down, your clips can get a bit messy from time to time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of bring these up to sort of, because we're not using these clips anymore, we've finished with them, and we have our clip here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing that we did in the last couple of clips. We're going to have it, we should press B to begin bracket, and we'll see what that upstroke is right there, and it fades on there. So it fades on right at the start, so we bring it to the start. I'll bring these little tabs down so we can see the whole of the composition. Oh, we've sort of frozen a bit here, wow. Okay, so bring this down and we can see this is the beginning of the clip. So if we bring this down, I sort of don't like to start it right at the beginning because sometimes I start recording before I actually and you get a bit of lag, so I usually like to cut it and bring it down to the beginning. Alt begin bracket to cut. If you have any questions about the commands and stuff, just leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. And then hold shift and it'll snap to there. And so at the moment it just sort of cuts on, so we're going to raise the opacity. Actually, I'm going to might have it on the upstroke just as it comes out to the sun, so I might chop it a bit more, bring it down, and then so it begins out just as it comes out into the sun. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so now we're going to do the opacity. Drop the opacity down, keyframe it, bring it up to about, I usually like to find the big peaks, and that's usually indicates quite a important bit in the song. So we see this now, fades out, yeah, and it comes out just as the sun is peaking. Okay, so now we're going to apply some, oh no, that's a sheep, wow. Oh well, get the nice sheep walking in front of the sun. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to apply the same color correction. Now, a lot of people I've seen use different color corrections in their clips. Now, this is good if you have different sort of contrasts in so if you have a darker area or a lighter area. However, our clips are relatively the same. So we're going to be using the same color correction, which is what I did in this one. It's the same color correction as before. So we're going to click on make sure the clip is selected, come over to effect controls, and this gives us all of the effects that we have. Click on the looks, Control C, we'll copy it, select the next clip. You can drag over it if you want to see the change. And then click in here, this will change, and then Control V to paste it, and it'll apply the color correction. The same as before, so that's the same color correction as before, and we want to drag that out and see what we have, see what we're working with. So if we play this, just I'll let it RAM preview in here. And what I'm going to do after this is, after I've done this clip, I'm going to leave and I'm going to go and fit all of the clips in, and then we'll probably have the final episode of all of the production, so all of the all of the rendering and stuff. So it depends whether you want it long. So I'm going to have this clip long, because it's got quite a nice intense movement. If you have clips that sort of just pan across, you might want to cut it out quite relatively soon, because it gets quite boring. So if I have it fade out here and then bring it to the next clip. Okay, it actually stops there, doesn't it? Alright, well, I'm going to actually see when that stops to see if I have enough time to fade out. So fade out. Yeah, no, just short. Okay, so I'm going to need to bring the next bit of clip back in. So if I drag this out about to there, I can just drag the ends, drag the keyframes here, and drag it there. Then come to the beginning again, hold shift and it'll snap it, and then we'll just adjust this last keyframe so that it's right on the peak. Hold shift again to snap. Oh no, not that. I want to play the whole thing. There's a lot of RAM previewing in this. There's a lot of stuff to do. Okay. So it comes out, and the sheep comes on, and then fades out, and then in. So yeah, we're gonna have enough time. So it stops right as we finish. So we can find the, if we click B, we can begin bracket. We find the point. So it's this peak here where we want to fade in. So if we chop the clip there, let's just see if that's right. Yep, that's right. Okay, so now we're going to have it fade out, and we want a long, lengthy fade out because you want nice transitions between these clips. So if we do the same thing, we'll see if this is enough. Just bring this back a bit. That's a bit, okay. Have it a bit longer. There we go. It's good. Okay, so that is the final clip. I'll play the entire thing now, and we will see what we have so far. So if I just it shouldn't take too long to preview all this. So so yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off and I'm going to fit in all the rest of the clips. And yeah, in the next episode we will look at the production of it, the rendering and the title naming and all of that good stuff, and then I'll upload the final version. So we'll just wait for this to RAM preview. Yeah, so what I could have done is I could have actually gotten a lot sort of more cinematic looking clips. What you can do is you could have it sort of not straight, you know, from point A to point B. It could be from point A to point B, then C, then D. But I'm just sort of keeping this simple for you know, beginners tutorials. So if you want an advanced tutorial, I will get into those if requested. Alright, well, that's coming along quite nicely actually. Alright, so thank you for watching episode 3, I think, of my Minecraft cinematic tutorial. As I said before, in the next episode we will go over the production of it. We will go over the sort of rendering and all that good stuff. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.